Hello and welcome to University Star League, and we are finally here. I am Mikael Marvin Mega Johnson, and I'm here with my wonderful co-caster.
I am Lucas Tenshi Collard, and it's lovely to be here today, Michael.
Indeed, it is. And also, we're very sorry about the technical issues we have, but it's not strange because it's the first actual transmission from the UniSL studio. As you can see, we actually have a real studio right now. And when they first invited us to do this, we were just expecting a couch, a couple of pizza boxes, and a couple of beers. But
yeah, pretty much.
this is awesome, and we got this awesome stuff like overlays and stuff like that. So it's
Real
very
casting
professional.
desk.
Yes, it is.
This isn't hillbilly Star League, really, so it's very professional. And I
Indeed.
think we're a bit underdressed to actually be sitting here.
Well, I'm actually wearing my lucky tie. It didn't bring us any luck with the actual technical issues, but it's
well, it did, because, I mean, it's sorted now, isn't it? So,
yeah, true.
yeah.
So anyway, this is the first time we're casting together, and you're actually playing in the tournament. You did play in the tournament.
Oh,
sorry.
yes. About that, I did drop out because I had a few things to do. And I've had issues like with my StarCraft from home. So, yeah, I ended up dropping out. But, you know, that's 3 wins for the people in my group in the University Star League. So hopefully they'll be thankful for that. Only Terrans in my group, and my PVT is pretty strong. So they got lucky.
All right. And you've been casting a bit before. Some people might actually have seen you on stream and in some tournaments also.
Yeah, well, you know, if people have been tuning into my stream, I have been casting for on and off now for almost 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So,
You're a veteran in the business.
veteran, not really. I wouldn't say I'm veteran. I'm an experienced newbie. Yeah,
That's good.
that's a good way to put it.
Well, you're actually a quite high-ranking Protoss as well.
Yes, high ranking. I don't know. I'm a High Masters Protoss, at least. But, you know, it's my race who carries me. Because Protoss is A move and all that jazz. But you're a Gold Zerg, right?
Yeah. So I'm not the expert in this panel. Well, my gold skill are awesome, so I can come with like, oh sure, you need to castle up and go for 6 hatchery or build.
Well, you can confirm that Protoss is strong.
Yeah, it is. It's very strong. Oh, those immortals! I love the roaches, but those immortals always kill me. But I've actually been playing for quite a while, but not that much. I do have a job, except for this. I wish this were my full-time job, but it isn't. And I also work with Barcraft Stockholm. So if you're in Stockholm and if there's a huge tournament going on, please come to us and drink some beers and have fun.
Yeah. I've been to Barcraft a few times myself, and I'll have to say that it's definitely something worth checking out if you're into esports.
And that's what I like about the actual StarCraft community. They're so friendly.
Oh yes,
Everyone.
absolutely. I agree. Most of them, though, like we always run into a few rotten eggs on the StarCraft ladder, but it's unavoidable, right?
Yeah, like me. I'm a GG noob.
The typical Zerg tiers. No, let's not be biased. Anyway, moving on.
Let's do some results.
Yeah, you take it away.
All right, so first of all, we have Xephania and Cookie going forward from Group A. And 6-1 in maps for Xephania. That's quite good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see how we'll be doing. And coming into Group B, we have Pizza Pie Bob and Jill, and moving on with actually looking in terms of map score, it looks very even in Group B. So yeah, move on to the next.
From Group C, we have Njal crushing victory here, 6-0. And Bait moving on. And actually, we see here some kind of I think there's a noob player down here, Tenshi. Do you know about him?
Well, I know a little bit. You know, he's been on and off. Yeah, that's my group, and as you can see, lots of games. Anyway, Group D, here we have some of the higher caliber. We have Thorzane here. 6-0 in maps, 3 wins, 0 losses, and Glorfindel moving on. I think people actually expected Thorzane to go through.
Yeah. Group E, we have Fubar and No moving on. And knocked out of the group is Aiden and Gurren Lagan.
Yeah, I actually met Fuba yesterday at a LAN called
Oh, you
Hazard
did?
in Harling. Yeah, he's a really good Zerg, really handsome guy. So, Group F, we have Dady and Freddy moving on, with Dady going to 6-1 in terms of maps, Giorgio and Falcon sadly falling out. Dady is a teammate of mine, actually.
Oh, wow.
Good friend of mine, so we hang out every now and then. It's good to see him moving on.
And Group G, we have Winter and Lunar. And knocked out is Prilan and Zuk. And Winter we see it's 6-0, also here a crushing victory. So it's really interesting to see that there's a lot of top players here.
Oh yeah, actually, Winter, I do believe he played in GameX this weekend and he fell out to Show 2-1.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a GM Zog, actually. But in Group H here we can see the results. Absolute and Glaive, with Absolute going for a 6-2 in terms of map score. And
Yeah, I actually met Glaive. He is a big guy. He's very, very tall.
oh, he's like Desra.
And yeah, he's ginormous. And for Group I, we have Mekar and Proxy Panda. And Mekar going 6-0 as well, so that's very good scores.
Yeah. And Group J, we have Laser Monkey and Carl H. Laser Monkey going 6-0 in his group as well. We've had quite a few of those now. So potentially these could be some really strong players.
Yes, of course. And Group K, we have Megashira and Datobi moving forward.
Yeah. Group L, we have Haravant and Bambi. Oh, I also met Haravant yesterday. Well, interesting. The world is a really small place. Going 6-1 in his maps, and Bambi going 4-4 with a very even score there. So these guys move on, and Duxie and White Tree falling out.
All right. Group M, we have Fuss and Provocateur moving forward. And knocked out is Nambo and Toxie.
Another 6-0, that's actually really cool. Group N, we have JRAC and Madalisk. Bobson being the only one to fall out in his group, with JRAC going 4-1, considering this group is a bit smaller.
And Madalisk now having the victory in the World Championship.
Oh, yes. It's important to mention that she did actually win the Women's Cup in the World Championship like that. She did not drop a single map, so it's a very impressive result.
All right, then we have Sylla and Minna moving forward from Group O.
Yeah. I think that's the first portion of the groups, yeah?
Indeed it is. So, looking at all the actual players in the tournament, I think we have about 100 signups.
Really? For this?
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually really impressive. A lot of people.
Yeah. And 58 players is in the competitive league, so that's a lot of pro players there. So it's really cool to see that with so many high-end players interesting in this tournament. And looking at the different races we have here, I just find one thing strange. Why is there 8 Zerg and 1 Protoss in the Gamma League?
Well, I don't know, race distribution. I don't know how it works, really.
Could it be? Is it harder to play Protoss at the lower leagues? Is it required higher APM or control or something?
No, I don't know. I'd say Protoss is easier, like the lower you get. So I'm surprised to see that high number of Zogs and barely any Protoss. But looking at the overall racial distribution in the UniSL, it's actually very even with 32 Protoss, 30 Terrans, and 34 Zerg players. Well, going on to the Alpha group, we have right now from Group A, Storm and how would you from TVT. Moving on there with Nero and Print F falling out.
Yeah, and we have the Group B. We have Dance versus and Burnaby moving forward 4-0 for Dance.
Group C, we have Scissors and Serpent. Scissors, that's a funny name. 3-2 and 2-2, so very even results there.
And for Group D, we have Nabelmon and Nispro. Nabelmon sounds like a Pokemon, so hopefully we'll see more of him.
I think that's the casual Alpha group, and we can just move straight into the Beta group as well.
So looking at the scores at Group A, we have Sralle and Parking moving forward.
Subduck falling out. And in Group B, Forbex and Frazzy going on a 4-0 in his group. So Fortex, maybe he's got some sick plays.
Yeah, the same thing here in Group C. We have Rakvatten and Kook. Rakvatten took the victory 4-0. So that's quite impressive.
Group D, we have X-Habit and Zethian. going forward with Alan Naturel falling out.
Mm.
All those groups here. We can just keep going.
Yeah, let's go into Gamma Group. All right, so in Group A for Gamma, we have Tusken and Flair moving forward and knocking out Beowulf, Schütze, and Spjat.
Yeah, slightly larger group here.
Mm.
So you have to play more games. In Group B of Casual Gamma, we've got Korberg and Babaflot moving on 6-0 in maps there. So, yeah.
In Group C, we have Samurai Jack and El Chico de Oro moving forward, and Samurai Jack took the victory 6-0. So that's very good for him.
Had a lot of 6-0s.
Mm.
Last group here, D, Hyllevask and Saint moving on out of Casual Group D, Casual Gamma Group D.
All right. So that was the Casual Gamma Group, the last of the groups here, and we have seen all the scores. How about we take a quick look at the, not a quick look, but let's take a look at the games actually.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah. And I know that our admins actually picked a couple of games from the UniSL tournament that has been, it's one per league. So it doesn't show just pro players, it's actually a different player. So these are the
Games from the playoffs.
yeah, so these are games from
Of
playoffs.
the groups of UniSL. Anyway, so here we have the playoffs of Rouser 32 for the casual divisions.
Mm. So looking at the ones right here, there's some names we actually know from the scores earlier. So it's going to be interesting to see actually which one comes out. And we have a bunch of 6-0s, so hopefully these will be actually matched. We'll see who's the better player of those.
Absolutely, I agree. It's going to be exciting to see what people have to deliver. From the competitive groups, as we can see, around the 32, we have some names here that I recognize. Njal, for example, practiced with him. Thorzane, naturally. And feel like Dady there. I like him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And also we have Madalisk here and facing Gnome, so that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, like a few famous names, you know, inside of the Swedish StarCraft scene.
Mm. Oh, very. So are we hoping for a finals between Thorazine and Madalisk?
Well, you know, that would be quite good to see, wouldn't it? But
At least a game between them. It's not has to be
Oh.
the final. So, but that'd be really cool to actually see who comes up on top of that one.
Absolutely. Well, how about we get into a game then?
Mm.
Get something started here, yeah?
Yes, of course. So we've spoken about this before, and this is the competitive group B. We are gonna see Pizza Pie Bob, the Terran player, against Royal Flush, the Protoss player.
All right, and here we are loading in to the first game. And so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the first map, coming out of Group B of the competitive divisions, spawning in the top left corner as a red Terran. He is Pizza Pie Bob.
Awesome.
And down in the bottom right corner on Belshire, currently up 1-0 in this series, he is Royal Flush, the yellow Protoss.
All right. So as a Protoss player,
Yes.
Belshire Vestige, hate it or love it?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say it's a very narrow map, first of all. It sort of reminds me of Hannah a bit, and like drop plays are generally how should I put it? They are quite strong on this map, but they are quite also easily shut down. It's like if you're ready for them, it's hard to make something happen. But if you're not, they can actually do a lot of damage. Because if we take a look at the Protoss space, by design, a lot of the tech is generally placed up north of the Nexus, which is very close to the edge. And you know, Medevac with Marauders coming in there, just stimming ones can like you can pick off a Twilight Council or Templar Archives or a Forge or anything like that. But if Flush has observers in good positions, I don't think he'll take too much damage from drops.
And both players going for quite a standard build here. There's nothing funky going on, no proxy or anything. So I think we're going to see a straight up sort of macro-ish game here.
Yeah, we might. Pizza Pie Bob is going for that gas. So it could either be for a Reaper opening, or he could potentially be going for a quick factory. But generally, if you were going to be proxying a factory, something like that, the gas would be a bit earlier. But yeah, we'll see what happens, right? Because as a Terran, you have quite a few things you can be doing with that gas.
I'm actually hoping for Reaper because that actually shows a bit of the skill of the players because they're quite hard to micro,
Oh yeah, that is true.
especially to making them survive. It's quite easily just you fly them to the base, do some scouting, kill one probe, and then they die. Or if you are a high level player, they will survive and come back to kill some more.
Yeah, maybe you'll get some scouting up. We'll see. Reaper opening coming down here right away from Pizza by Bob. So that was a standard opening, like you said. This could go into anything though, because Pizza by Bob is not pulling guys out of that geyser. So either this gas will be used to make a second Reaper, which is not too common working off this opening. It could be Fast Factory, or he could just go for that reactor, which is very standard. And we see the lift off, and he's actually going for the reactor right off the bat. In the meanwhile, we see Royal Flush here, getting that Zealot. No, he actually does cancel that. If you get that Zealot, it's, you want to be safe in case your Terran opponent is proxying you with Rax or something like that. So
Yeah,
he's going straight for that Nexus with no units out.
Yeah, but he knows what's happening. He knows he can actually go unhindered for that extra Nexus. And
Yeah, but
also,
here comes this Reaper though, so we'll see if he can do some damage and be annoying with that. I don't think Flush is going to take too much damage, but he might lose a probe or two. But he's pulling that. Oh, he's actually almost trapping that Reaper. He does get out, but he doesn't actually get that probe either. No, these probes are way too scary. With Stalker about to pop as well, and Pizza by Bob is forced to get out of there with his own CC coming down.
that were some angry probes.
I'm very angry. Can make a game out of that. Angry probes. Maybe we could get rich, you and I.
Angry probes in the App Store near you. The thing is with this map is that it's all the slopes.
Oh yeah,
And
there are a lot of angles.
And if you're like me or a Zerg players, you just hate them because you have no idea what's waiting on top of these slopes, and you need to do a lot of scouting. Just place overlords everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a Terran or a Protoss player, there's not many ways you can actually look up for that. Well, as a Protoss player, you do have the Mothership Core stalking you all the time, and you, as a Terran player, you have the Medevacs, so you actually get some vision on top of them.
Yeah.
So that's quite good. But still, there's nothing stopping you of just placing a lot of Widow Mines.
Oh no, up those ramps,
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of running into random Widow Mines. Small poker going on, so he does see the reactor and the CC going down. So Royal Flush can confirm that this is so far a standard macro build. The Reaper is coming in again. He does actually get one kill there, I believe. Yeah, he does have one probe kill. Warp gate on the way, so we'll see what Flush decides to do here. Like what sort of tech he's going for. He's going for the double forges, so to me it feels as if he'd be going into either sort of Robo Colossus play, or if he's going to be going into Charge Zealot Archon, depending on his gas timings and,
Yeah, he's
when
not
it
going for a
resists.
quick finisher. He's going for the long play.
Yes. Or he could actually go for an all-in with Zealot Archon, Zealot Archon timing, but we'll see what he does. Pizza Pie now deciding to land his natural expansion. These Marines are going to be forcing this Stalker away.
So we're going to see some Stalker micro kiting here. And let's see the skills of both of the players. Good micro for both of them. Losing one Marine, not that bad, but it does some damage actually on the Stalker.
Yeah, taking hull damage on the Stalker frustrating because this is the only map control Protoss has at this stage of the game. Especially because he hasn't got a Robo. But now this Reaper is coming back in here, and he actually does get a kill on that Stalker, and goodbye map control for Royal Flush. That is actually very frustrating now. So he's going to be in a bit of, he's going to be in the dark.
Yeah, that was a really good ambush by Pizza Pie Bob. He
Absolutely.
just snuck up and,
Or he
shot the hell-
rocketed up.
Yes, he did.
Never heard anything about a Ninja Reaper, like must make a lot of noise with that jetpack.
Maybe they're quiet.
Yeah, anyway, Stim halfway done here for the Terran player. Double Forge has started 1-1, and we've got 5 gateways here for Royal Flush. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. He's got 2 sentries, the Mothership Core out with a Photon Overcharge and a Time Warp. It'll be interesting to see if Pizza Pie Bob decides to move out and maybe force an overcharge, but I don't think he's going to. He's actually posturing himself quite defensively here.
Yeah.
Late bunker and a turret, so any DTs wouldn't be able to get through.
And also, I see there's actually no pylon forward place now for Royal Flush. So usually you put up quite early if you want to do an early aggression, but here comes the actual probe. So let's see if just here for vision, or if gonna place a pylon somewhere at the top right.
We'll see. Small move out here from Pizza Pie Bob. Stim is going to finish. +1 has been started. No combat shield yet, but the Protoss player does see this, right? And he did actually get to Twilight, and he's going for charge now, and adding an additional 2 gates. This Reaper still alive. the probe does get cleared off that tower, and scan going down. So he actually sees all of the tech of Royal Flush, and he sees that Templar Archives, so he can confirm that this is going to be a Charged Zealot Archon / High Templar composition that he's going to be fighting against, and especially confirmed with these double forgers. Big tell.
And fighting against that composition, it is Marines we're gonna see. And probably mix in a few Marauders here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't remember entirely if it is other concussive shells do affect Archons. They might. Anyway, when he does see all of this, I definitely say that he needs to go for Ghosts. Because, I mean, just EMP blanketing those Archons and Zealots are so important, especially, I mean, considering the upgrades. 2-2 already started here for Royal Flush. And if we look at Pizza Fire's Bob's upgrades, he doesn't have anything. No. +1 is almost done. But he's going to be way behind on upgrades.
And I think it's quite vital here. If Royal Flush hits the timing where he has 2-2 finished and just facing 1-1, that'll be a huge engagement, a huge difference.
Absolutely. And if it is so that Pizza Pie Bob doesn't, you know, even up the upgrades or add additional bunkers, you know, play very defensively, he will he'll probably get steamrolled by this composition. Because, I mean, Charged Zealots with 2-2 against 1-1 bio, it's just too much to... hold for the Tyrant, but he does have a decent medevac count. A few more popping out now.
I'm a bit surprised that it's such a straight up game. There's no drops. There's nothing going
no
on.
harassment,
No harassment at all.
That's poor guy there. It's
the harassing lone marine.
Yeah, look at this guys. They're trying to stop that panel from going down, but no, not today. Scan going down, so he just can confirm the composition of his opponent. He's got a lot of SCVs in front of it. It looks like Stim goes down, and I don't know about this engagement. Their force field's being dropped here, so he's going to be able to pick up a few of these SCVs. But most of the bio is still getting surface here, and Royal Flush is actually backing out of it. I think that SCV pull is what scared him off for going up that ramp.
I was scared a lot of units there, but also that was quite good force fields from him. He could just separate the forces and just picked up a few more, but he actually pulled back.
Played it very safe.
Yeah, I think it was a good move. He's not in a hurry right now.
No, and I mean he was stuck at 1-1 there. I think you'd want to wait for 2-2, you know, to have that maximum punch when you come in. Storm now halfway done here, and the third Nexus going down for Royal Flush. So it's not going to be any sort of all-in. He's got a good gateway count. Peter Piper is clearing up the pylon. Oops, slightly supply blocking his opponent, but that's going to be sorted out. Now, if we look at the way that Royal Flush has positioned a few units here, he's actually anticipating drop play, as we can see medevac making its way on the right-hand side of the map. He has Stalkers and High Templar here for feedback. So, you know, it's dropping is going to be very hard here for Pizza Bob.
It's all come down to reactions. He might be able to just dump the Marines and get the hell out of there, but that won't actually do anything. Well, he could kill a couple of these Templars.
Well, he's actually going out, and no feedback going down, and wow, he actually picks off 2 Templar there for only Marines. That's a pretty big pickup, and all that energy in that. He does lose a medevac, but 2 High Templar with Psionic Storm there in that trade is actually very favorable here for Pizza by Bob.
Here comes the aggression again. Medevacs, Marines are moving out and are on top of the Protoss force.
Out of position.
Wow.
With a massive upgrade advantage, I definitely pulled back with Pizza by Bob there. What he's doing. He's securing his own third base, but there are a few Zealots positioned here well by Royal Flush. He anticipated this, so he's going to start whacking away at this CC. He actually needs to lift, because look at the DPS of Zealots with 2-2.
Yeah.
They just do so much damage. A few of these SCVs are going to get torn apart. Sorry guys, take one for the team. And now Pizza by Bob is just coming back here to defend.
14 workers killed. That's not bad.
That's pretty good actually. Meanwhile, we have Ghost production started now for the Terran player. He has not started Mobius Reactors, and that to me is pretty big. Having that extra 25 energy as they pop out of the barracks means that they actually have 1 EMP, the first thing. And that is very important to have against this composition. So Zealot heavy, with all these High Templar as well. I mean...
Yeah, it's free damage. It's just an ability that does a lot of damage over an area. So it's why not? Why not use them? So
at least against Protoss it does damage.
Yeah. It's not as good as Zerg or Marine. Well, it actually affects the High Templar as well. So it's...
oh yeah, the energy there.
Yeah.
Double Robo going down there for Royal Flush. So he's looking to transition into Colossus production soon, off of 2 rows. I like this. And the Dark Train going down as well. And now Terran has started his 2-2. His upgrades are very late with +3 armor about to finish here, so Royal Flush does have a timing window where he could hit really hard, but we've got a double drop going down here towards the main here of Pizza Pie Bob, as well as harassment in the third base. These players are now starting to be more aggressive, but this is 8 Marauders in these medevacs, and they do so much damage with Stim against armored units and buildings.
Yeah.
The Stim going down here, he's going in, Photon overcharges, probes are being pulled off the line, but oh wait, actually look at this, Pizza Pie Bob is going to focus down this Nexus, and here comes the army of Royal Flush. The medevacs are getting focused down, which is very nice, but I actually don't think he's going to be able to save this Nexus.
No, he won't. And that was a really good pickup, because you can do a lot of stuff when it comes to harassment. One is just destroying probes. That will only affect your income when it comes to minerals. But to hamper and destroy the income of gas, that is such an important at this stage of the game,
absolutely.
you need to destroy the Nexus.
Yeah, and that pickoff is actually really, really good. I feel that Pizza Pie Bob was playing sort of from behind, because he was behind an upgrade, and his army wasn't that big. His ghosts were not super late, but they were a bit late considering what he scouted. But now this is exactly what you needed, because this is effectively putting Royal Flush on only 2 bases to 3. And he's moving out across the map here, clearing up a few pylons.
And also he has the supply advantage, so why not push it forward? And
no, DT's going crazy here in the third base of Pizza Pie Bob. Don't kill too many SCVs, 6 going down, and now this DT is just, he's following the SCV train, and he's going to run into this turret.
Go SCVs, kill him!
Pizza Pie Bob coming back in to defend his third base, and meanwhile, we have Royal Flush just establishing some map control. I really like this thing that he's put these pylons, you know, on the sides of the map to scout for drops or anything, and it also allows him to warp in zealots to harass his opponent when his army pulls out.
It has been very effective during this game. He has had a lot of harassment on the third base.
Yeah, look at this. This DT's still alive. Now he's going to die. Oh wait, that's a new DT. No kills on that one.
No.
He does fall. You're barely making it, but he's on a timer.
Yeah, and still, you know, when you have DTs, you don't have to kill a lot of SCVs. The most important part is that you actually pull all the SCVs from the base, because that is so much mining time lost. That's a couple of 100 resources you lose just by pulling away all the SCVs from that. But with the turrets there, I don't think any more DTs can do that much of damage with just a few Marines around that command center.
Well, I have to disagree a bit there, because I mean, killing SCVs, it does force player to spend minerals into making new ones, and even though he does have mules, you know. Anyway, look, it's because you jinxed it. You said DTs wouldn't work, and here they're coming in, and he's actually getting a lot of SCV kills, up to 11. Why'd you have to do that, man?
I
you
don't know.
jinxed it. You jinxed it.
Yeah, I did. And sorry, Pizza Pie Bob, I jinxed it for you, but you
15 SCV kills, all because of you.
You need to have Marines. If you have turrets, it doesn't, you know, turrets doesn't defend you from DTs, it just discovers them, so you actually have something there, like a bunker.
That must be so frustrating, like, you know, the SCV's like, we see him, but they can't do anything about it. Anyway, we have Colossus production here, started for Royal Flush. He's already got 1 out. No, wait, never mind, I lied, he has 3 out, wow. Thermal Lance about halfway done, +3 on the way here for our Terran player. I was about to say opponent, 2-2 to 3-3 upgrades right now, so I'd actually want Flush to be more aggressive. Both of our players have been fairly passive, but we've seen the harass going down, and again another DT running into the third base here of Pizza Pie Bob. He's got a full CC on the way, but again losing so many workers to this.
Wow.
52 harvesters killed.
This is, I feel like Pizza Pie Bob has a bit of a trouble when it comes to the multitasking part of the game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I mean, look at this. He's at 71 SCVs to 71 probes. Even though he's lost 50 workers, he's produced 120 SCVs this game. He's on top of his SCV production, that's for sure. A double drop here on the right-hand side of the map did clear off the pylon, and again, Royal Flush gets supply blocked. He's got these Stalkers in position. There is no blink ready yet, so it's going to be a bit harder to track down the drop, but a scan going up, and he's just going to be landing out of position. There is actually no vision on this drop, and Royal Flush's army is completely out of position. These Stalkers are not going to hold their own against these 2-2 Marines. Stalkers actually have really bad DPS.
But look at the center of the map. Their units are just posting down there, and there's a SCV train just going down the ramp.
Oh, this SCV is going to be...
oh my god.
Big EMPs coming. All of those Templars, one in the back with energy on, but I believe it might get a big storm landing on top of that bio. EMP is going down everywhere, and there's a massive engagement here. As meanwhile, the drop is doing a lot of damage here in the main of the Protoss as well. All of the Zealots are actually dead, and another big storm landing on top of that bio, feedbacking one of those ghosts, but there's only an Archon and a Colossus here remaining, and I think that Pizza Pie Bob is actually holding really well. The Archon is has fallen there. some reinforcement warp-ins here at home, but those Zealots will move commanders. They did not straight away get into combat here. Nice starter stepping in from Pizza by Bob, but he's going to be forced to lift up here. The Zealots are just too strong here. Even though he does +1, never mind, he actually does kill most of them. Wow, this is...
level 3 ground weapon just finished.
Oh,
it
yes.
was such an amazing timing on that. So he actually managed to kill all of the Zealots. But here comes another huge warp in.
Oh my, Pizza by Bob picked off both of those robos. That's bye-bye Colossus production. I mean, look at this. Royal Flush has a massive bank, but he can only produce out of these... wait, he actually has 6 gateways. That's all he has. As a Protoss on 4 bases, I don't know, you'd run out like 12 to 20. So maybe he's missed building a few. He's warping in a few out Templar now, which are going to have energy for Storm in the next fight, I believe. But right now, Pizza by Bob has this 4th base saturated, and yeah, I'd actually say that he is, right now, he is in a commanding position in this game. I'm surprised that he actually made it back like this.
Yeah, I think that Flush was actually too passive. He let everything happen, and he could have the victory quite early, but now he's losing a Nexus, his 4th base, whereas the Terran player is now up to 4 bases, almost fully saturated. It is fully saturated. That's a huge income else, that despite losing all of those SCVs.
Yeah, look at the income tab. He's doubling his opponent in terms of minerals.
Wow.
He's not mining that much gas because he's forgotten to put guys back on gas in his 3rd base, but not too big. Now we see Royal Flush expanding to the right-hand side of the map. These poor probes getting killed, and I think that Pizza by Bob is actually going to intercept this with a drop, which it is on its way. And now Royal Flush army is actually very, very small. We see in the army supply we have 168 to 123.
Yeah.
So Pizza by Bob is way ahead in terms of supply, and I think he's going to force a cancel on this Nexus if he decides to focus it down. Now the army of Royal Flush is coming back here, but 3-3 Marines just deal so much damage. And he's picking up. He's going to go right into the main, and he's going to be able to just depower all these gateways. Look, 2 pylons for was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways.
Oh my god.
Feedback. No feedback, and he could have one-shot that medevac.
Wow.
So Royal Flush not on top of everything, but look, another DT running in the 3rd base. He really likes being there with Dark Templar, but now a big scan going down here. Pizza by Bob sees that this 3rd base is completely exposed. He's just going to come in there and focus the Nexus down. Thank you very much. And now we can just get out.
Yeah. I feel like Pizza Bob actually has a trouble handling several attacks from his opponent at once, but he's himself.
Big EMPs.
Wow.
No more Storm for you. 2 Colossus coming out. There are only 6 Vikings, but he needs to have this army in front of those Colossus. He needs to mark them back. And you can see the power of Colossus here. The Archon stays alive, and there are actually too many Zealots here for Pizza by Bob to fight against this straight up.
Yeah, but almost all the Vikings are gone, and there's 1 left, and the actual last Colossus is just barbecuing the rest of the Marines.
Yeah, but he's forced to pick up, and a free Ghost is going to go down as well. Still looking at the Ghost Academy, there is no Mobius Reactor, and there is no Cloak for Pizza by Bob, so he's running completely out of that. That is just completely living on the edge. The DT is still active, and looking at the workers killed, he's killed 97 SCVs.
That's amazing. I think back in the SCV camp after this game, they're going to hear about the great slaughter of their brothers at Belcher
Yeah,
Vestige.
absolutely.
Wow.
Few Zealots are poking away at the Planetary, not doing too much, but we can see how important upgrades are, because 3 Zealots did that much damage to Planetary. It's crazy. But actually, look at both players. Neither of them actually have a very impressive bank. There's a gas bank here for Royal Flush, so he could make a lot of Templar or Archons. And he does have 3 Colossus right now, while the army for Pizza by Bob is actually not that impressive. Looking at the units up there, 4 Vikings, 15 Marauders. Okay, those Marauders are going to be very important to fighting this. If you can pick off the Colossus and land EMPs on the Archons and Templar with his Ghosts, I think it'll work out. But now this Planetary is falling, and that's the 4th base going down. Luckily, Pizza by Bob does have this 5th, but he lost a lot of SCVs again. Now he's only down to 35 in total in this game, with 121 killed.
Now is the question, are we going to see a base race? But I don't think so. Royal Flush actually moving backwards back to his base, because he doesn't have that much left.
He did lose that 4th Nexus, and Pizza Piper could actually pick up and kill the entire infrastructure in his main. But the DT going down in the 3rd again. This is like the 5th or 6th time that the DT's in this base. They might as well just, set up a tent.
Yeah.
So
somewhere you need to, yell at Pizza Pie Bob is like, build a bunker with Marines.
Absolutely. I mean, he's lost so much. Looking at the resources lost here, we can actually see the Terran ahead. still, this DT now finally getting cleared up here. And Royal Flush doesn't have all of his units gathered. I think he's put them in one group now. Coming up this ramp, though, unscouted, without any observers or anything, I'd say was a very risky move, because imagine if Pizza Pie Bob had a few ghosts there postured. But now he's coming in here. Good storm landing on top of everything, but he needs to split those Templar. Big EMPs again. No more storms for you. And right now, Pizza Pie Bob is just stimming forward, not even bothering to kite here. He's taking off a small section of units to focus on these costs, but no, actually those units fall. What is happening in this game? Royal Flush does take that engagement.
The
barely.
Vikings, he lost the Vikings. He just put them on attack command and focused down, tried to focus down the Colossus. But Royal Flush was on the ball and he backed off and just sniped them off. So no Viking support, nothing. These Colossus will, you know, they're lighting up the barbecue right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have storms as well, so big storms could land. No EMPs going down either, and is he going to feedback? No. Wait, actually, the Colossus are picked off. Feedback's going down on the Medivacs. I think he should have dropped another storm because he did have energy for it.
Yeah.
Mules coming down here. You could almost believe they were mana mules, but right now there is barely any economy for either of these players. Looking at the unit tab, there are 2 High Templar on the map, and where are they? There's one here in the natural, and whatever the other one is, in the main. So he does have 3 Sonic Storms, is what he's going to have, and that's about it, because he doesn't have a lot of money. He could make a few Templar maybe, because I mean the army for Pizza Pie Bob is also very, very small, but he does have a better economy, because I mean 3 orbital commands, you can drop mules.
Yeah.
Mules are very good at collecting money.
It's always the same when mentioning when Atera lost everything, his SCVs and everything there. And you just say, don't worry, he has mules.
Yeah, like you go down to 5 SCVs to 60 drones, and then you look at the mineral income tab and he just drops 10 mules and there's more minerals income than you.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we see Pizza Pie Bob moving out across the map again, and I think that he's posturing to go for the kill. Only these Templars still, no more units in production. This third Nexus going up now again. So he was very late in re-establishing that, opting in to go for the base on the right-hand side, which did get picked off a few minutes ago. So he's actually just long-distance mining. Look at this, really cute. This single Marine stimming forward here, and
this is the final engagement. It is 2 High Templars versus.
The preemptive storm
wow.
there. A few of the units run in, but he's not going to be able to pick this one. GG is called, and Pizza Pie Bob does take that game.
What an amazing game! It was back and forth all the time.
Really, really tense actually. I'd really want Pizza Pie Bob to deal with those DTs better, though. I mean.
Yeah, you just wanted to yell him in, like, build a bunker. it's good to have. You'd have to put 2 Marines in them, and it's not a waste of time. So, wow, that was a great game, and that was actually from the Group B competitive. So those were quite high-end players, and you know, would you be scared facing Pizza Pie Bob?
Actually, I've played him on ladder.
Oh, you did?
Like a few times, like once or twice. I'm not entirely certain how those. No, wait. Actually, I think he's one of the guys that have blinked all in on Beltray Vestige, and I remember that if it was actually him, he died. Some BM there from me as a caster.
All right.
Actually, not very professional, is it?
We actually have another game coming up right now.
Oh,
it's
really now?
from the Casual Alpha.
Ooh, I'm excited. Who are going to be playing?
It's going to be TVT, Zerg player
Should we say
from...
TVT?
Yeah, we should see that, from Linköping University, versus Print
F, Control F.
Oh, I didn't
from
see that.
Uppsala
Wow.
University.
Oh, that's so clever. All right.
Oh, it's a ZBT we have on our hands.
A classic matchup.
Well, you're a Zerg here, so
Yep.
maybe you could lend us some insight into this.
As long as I see Ultralisks, I'm fine.
Ultralisks, okay. I know some Zergs don't like doing that, but anyway, let's get into the game, yeah.
Yep. So in this kind of matchup, there could go a lot of ways. My favorite way is just to go strictly for the melee upgrades and just head on to Ultralisks.
Okay,
This is like the most common and most easiest way to do with this. But you have to actually react to what the Terran player is building.
Naturally.
If you can get away with it and not being scouted, you're in a super
You may just
good
play
position.
super greedy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's introduce our players. Here we have him spawning in the top left corner. The map is Polar Knight. He is Print F, Control F, as a Terran.
Let's call him Print.
Yeah, Print sounds good.
Yeah.
And down here on the right-hand side, that's the blue Zerg. He is TVT.
Wow, these names.
Very, very funny. Like some of these guys really have wit, don't they?
Yes, they do. Uh, very, there's not much to say about, the quite build this early, unless they're building some kind of proxy. But
Yeah, or no early pulls either.
no, and but Polar Knight, it's sort of a. I don't think people really know what to think about it. Even now, it's been quite a while in this season, and I don't think people actually decided if they like it or hate it yet.
I think it's it's a love-hate thing. Like
Yeah.
either you love it or you hate it. I've been asking friends because I generally veto Polar Knight when I play because I hate
Oh,
PvC.
you're one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I don't like Polar Knight at all. Anyway, we see Print going here for gas opening, so it's probably going to be into Reapers. I thought he'd be going CC first, but no. TVT is going for that 15 hatchery, drone in position, hatchery on the way down. So more of an aggressive build coming from our Terran player right now.
That's cool to see. And also, if you're going for a Reaper, the problem with going Reaper against Zerg is that, sure, you get the scouting information, and you probably can kill one drone, but then the queens will pop out.
Oh yeah,
And
when the queens pop, you have to be careful.
Yeah, they're basically turrets.
So small harass going down here, and oh look at this, the drone gets trapped, but the mineral walks out of there, so that's a bit cute. He does see the gas opening now, so he should expect the Reaper. Pool going down as well. I think that TVT is opting to go gasless for the early stages of this game, just to get as much income as possible in terms of minerals at least. Reaper on the way out, Orbital on the way as well, and soon we should see Print going for that second CC.
Yeah, well, he has done a bit of a scouting, so he knows what is up against, so he doesn't have to go super aggressive, so he can focus on his economy and just get everything up and rolling. And so he's in no hurry, and I shouldn't be actually surprised to see that a third hatchery is going to go down pretty soon. So
You think so?
yeah, if I were Print, I will actually just check out with that Reaper, see what's happening in the base, and then go and camp the third expansion place.
Yeah, fair enough. Reaper coming in here now. No queen out yet. We have 6 lings in production, and the factory has been started here for Print. TVT does see this natural CC going down, so he knows he's not going to get one base all in at least. And these lings are actually going to be forcing this Reaper going, get out, they say. And now the queen's popping out. It's going to be very difficult for Print to make anything happen with this guy. He's just going to fly away and heal up. Yeah, reactor coming down. So it looks like we're going to have a standard TVZ opening here, coming out of Print, going for that reactor Hellion opening.
And an important part about the earliest Zerglings going for the Reaper is that, sure, they can't really fight the Reaper head on, but it forces a lot of APM from the Terran players. So
Yeah,
he
if he's not careful.
Yeah, and at the lower stage where I'm at, it's like when you try to mic your Reaper and then suddenly check your minerals and you have like 7,000 minerals, like, oh, damn, but. Oh, here comes a bit of aggression from the Zerg player.
Look, he's running in. He's going to get he's going to force. He might force a cancel on this third CC. Print going really greedy. Reaper now coming back in, trying to defend, but he's just going to pick off a few of these SCVs. That must be really annoying here for Print, because he hasn't got any units except this Reaper. He's got a single Hellion about to come out of this factory. It's going to clean up these things. And he's actually on the wrong side of the wall. So I think he might have to be cancelling this. And he does cancel that third CC. That's a small victory there for TVT. And he's delaying a lot of mining in the natural as well. But his money is going up. He has taken 2 gas. One in his nat and one in his main. And he's got creep thread coming.
Yeah. Here you see what I'm talking about. As soon as you start with a micro and can't keep up with spending all your money, that's when you're facing a lot of problems.
It's not banking.
Yeah, it's a huge problem, as in the lower stages, or well, the medium as well. It's just keeping up with the economy and spending the cash as far as possible. But now we actually see a bunch of Hellions rolling in, and well, they're gonna be blocked by these horde of queens.
That's good positioning there from TVT. He's going for the double evolution chamber, so I believe we're going to be seeing 1-1 for Zerglings. Last started as well. No third or fourth gas taken. I'd feel like maybe he should be taking his third gas a bit earlier. A bunker going down now finally for Print here, and he's just poking about with these aliens, almost killing a creep chamber. Almost.
And quite surprised that we don't see a third base from TVT, actually.
Yeah, he could be taking one. I mean, he's in a fairly good position right now. The adders have been switched over, so he's going to be dropping racks on that old factory and replacing that with a new factory. Lots of jobs in the sector. Third CC about to finish now. Stim about halfway done. And interestingly, we see +1 range started here for TVT.
As well.
Do you think it's only for Roach defense, or do you think he's going to be looking to be aggressive? Now, he's taking his third gas, and he's got a fourth coming down as well. What do you think he's going to be doing with these Roaches? Are they only defensive?
No, I actually think he will go for it, as he's starting to get a lot of gas, and he has to dump the gas into something.
Oh yeah, you make a fair point. 5 Roaches now in production. Speed is on the way. And right now, both players are just macroing up. This third CC has not been turned into an orbital yet. I really like this, by the way, from Print. He's going for that 1-1 fairly quick. So he's staying in pace with his opponent in terms of upgrades.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a dangerous situation here for the Zerg player, as he has on 2 bases, and the Terran player is also on 2 bases, and that is actually a position you don't want to be in.
This third is taking a lot of damage right now, though, so he needs to defend this, but there is no speed yet. A few of these Roaches could make their way down, but they are so slow off creep without that glial reconstitution.
Yeah, luckily for our Zerg player, Hellions are about the worst unit ever for taking down hatcheries, so... And they're going to trap.
He's trapping them, and he kills almost every single one of those Hellions, and now speed just kicks in. 1-1 about to finish here for TVT. 1-1 is about halfway done here for Terran player. Combat shield and concussive shells is what it's called.
And 8 more Roaches in production, so we're going to see a lot of aggressions here from TVT. And he needs to do that to actually protect his third hatchery from being harassed. So
yeah, it's a good way to do it. You know, the best defense is a good offense.
Oh, yes it is. And we're seeing the rolling in here, and he needs to focus down that bunker, and they're not scouted. They're just moving around, and whoop, here's a Hellion.
Oh yeah, so Print knows that there are units close to his base. He's actually dropping down a second bunker, which I think is quite wise. I mean, he does not have too much in the field, but Marauders in a bunker, they do fairly well. 1-1 about to finish for him now. +1 is done here for Print, and there comes the SCP pool. If TVT would have stayed a bit longer, he would have been able to probably pick that off, I'd say.
Yeah, one more salve when we picked up that bunker, and he could actually have moved forward and done some damage.
That is true. That is very true. Now with the siege tank here, I think it's going to be difficult for him to put on any more pressure with this sort of composition. But we have a spy going down. +2 carapace on the way. He did cancel the +2 ranged and decided to go for that +1 melee instead. So maybe he's looking to transition into some sort of Mutalisk play. You know, because of that spy, I feel.
Yeah, and also he's banking a bunch of gas right now. He probably won't spend any more gas on Roachers or anything like that, but he could actually use some...
Oh wow, no, he's going in, he's going for it. These Roaches aren't getting good surface area, and this siege tank already showing its dominance in the battlefield.
Yeah, it's not easy being a Zergling when you're facing a siege tank.
Drop going down here in the third base. These Queens... probably going to be able to defend. No, okay, should transfuse that Queen, but no, she decides not to. She wants to keep her energy for injecting this hatchery instead. Thinking about the young ones in the Zerg swarm. Now this drop could come into the natural, and it's actually going to do that. But these Lings are going to be in, they're going to be able to defend this. He's not going to take a lot of damage from this, especially with his Roaches coming in here.
Yeah, but still, it's actually the presence of the medevac and the drop that is so annoying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know it's there, and you need to keep units around just to counter it. Because when you go in for an aggression and think that, all right, I'm gonna take down my opponent, and suddenly there's a drop in your mineral.
Yeah, that can just wreck you completely. These units are here now, behind this shrubbery here, healing up. Third base is on the way here for Print. Finally, you know, getting landed. Now. Few Zerglings coming in here, but they don't do too well on uneven upgrades against Bio here.
Yeah, but I'm wondering one thing. Where are the Mutas?
Oh, you actually make a good point. We have got +1 air attacks started there, and
yeah, but there's no Mutas in production. He has a lot of cash, a lot of gas. Is he trying to, you know, play some mind games with our opponent?
I don't know. I don't even think the Spire has been scouted yet. But the medevac does get picked off, I think. I think it actually fell to that spore crawler. I'm not entirely sure. It's where did it?
He got it! Wow, the last shot from the Queen, he actually picked it up.
Okay, so that's pretty. That's good. But anyway, Print moving out on this on the map with 1-1 Bio here. 2-2 is on the way, about halfway done. He's got these 4 siege tanks though, and they're going to play a pivotal role in the pressure that he's going to be putting on, because tanks just do so well against roaches. But he's going to be able, or I mean, he'll be. He has to be very careful now as how he engages, because we have speedlings coming in here from the rear. Stim goes down. These tanks actually doing a lot of damage to the roaches, but with the speedlings coming in here, he's going to be able to clean this up, no problem, easy peasy.
Yeah. I thought he might be able to buy some time for the mutants to come out, because right now there are 40 mutants in production.
Oh yeah.
He has the overlords count out to just have this.
Oh wow, look at this. Print actually losing 2 tanks to these Zerglings, and that's a trade you never want to be making. And he's forced to pick up and actually abandon the SCVs and mules at this space. And Print is just going for it now. Baneling speed halfway done, +1 air is on the way. We have the drilling claws for the Widow Mines as well in production, but there are no Widow Mines out yet. I don't know. TVT has to pull out now, because the bio with 2-2 is too much to handle, at least in these small engagements. Because you know, bio is just so good in small numbers against any other sort of comp.
Yeah, they are. And upgraded bio, it's the worst thing you can face. And also, when facing just Marines, upgraded Marines with mutas, that is never an engagement you want to take.
No,
you need
definitely.
the support, you need the Banelings, you need the Zerglings. So, and speaking of Banelings, whoa, here's 13 of them in production.
Does he have Baneling speed? Yeah, it's on the way. +2 melee coming out as well. No infestation pits, so he's not rushing out that hive tech. He's still stuck on land. These meters are now going to be coming in. There is not a turret inside. No anti-air in the main here of Print. So he might potentially take a lot of damage here. Do you know what, actually? If TVT can focus down these engineering bays and get the 3-3 stopped for Print,
that would be so huge.
Yes, absolutely. Because, as you know, when Terran starts with that victory parade, with the when the +3 kicks in.
Yeah.
But there he comes in, killing a lot of SCVs.
And he's shooting a bit at everything here. He's not really focusing down. Yeah, he's going for the upgrades.
He's going for the add-ons. But now look at this. This is we can see that Print is just really flustered. He stims these units, and TVT can just move out, and he's going to be. Oh, never mind. There were only a few Marines there, but no, never mind. He does have Widow Mines there, and Widow Mines are really scary. But now more reinforcements coming in. Big detonations on that small number of lings with those Banelings. I don't know if I'd want to be detonating Banelings for that. But here comes the rest of the Terran army. The Mutalisks are not in this fight right now. 3-3 is halfway done, so they're currently on even upgrades. Yeah. But he does force a lift off, and he does actually get a few workers. 22 Terran workers killed so far.
You know, the problem with wind mines is that you actually have to burn them to be useful.
Yeah. And it's like, when you have everything grouped up, you're sort of panicking, a lot is happening.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Swarmhost. It's just like, oh, man, I need to dig this down.
Oh, I've heard so many stories about Zergs like trying to burrow their Swarmhosts, and then they unburrow 10 Swarmhosts in front of a Protoss army.
Yeah. That has happened.
Yeah, we see Print moving out onto creep once again to be aggressive, but the Mutaflock is just massive. 24 Mutalisks right now. 3-3 is almost done. No hives still for TVT. And this is what I was talking about, like, Terran can have this upgrade advantage for so long if you delay your... Like, it's really difficult for Zerg, because if you go for a hive too quickly, you will die.
Yes.
You will just straight up roll over and you will die. But if you delay it for too long, you'll fall out behind in upgrades, and the Terran will just march over you with +3 bio and Widow Mines.
Yeah. The thing is, what is TVT gonna do with that bank? He's got
he's got
much cash. The question is, does he actually have larva enough? Is that why he doesn't build anything, or is he actually waiting? He has a bit of a larva here, and it's more in actually coming out right now for the hatcheries. But I don't know. He may be waiting for something, and if he needs to clear out some, he has built some stuff right now. But also, if he needs to clear out some of his supply, he needs to get rid of, for example, the roaches. They're
very
now.
Supply inefficient.
Yeah.
At this stage, but there are only 3 though. But he's picking off a few Marines here. Hive is about halfway done, so he did start that while we were talking about other things. Oh, look at this! I want to point this out to you, Marv. We've got a few units here defensively in the main next to the Spore Crawlers. That's a bit cute. From TVT.
I saw him research Burrow. Burrow is one of my favorite upgrades for Zerg.
I love Burrow. One of the most underused upgrades.
Yeah, it brings such an excitement to the game where you see the huge ball of Terran just marching closer, and you see no scan.
Burrowed Baneling.
And the Zerg player doesn't detonate them.
Oh, wait.
That is the worst. You're like...
Oh yeah, I know. Like, I know the pain of marching bio over Burrowed Banelings, but I also know the joy of detonating Banelings over bio. Now, these Mutalisks are being quite the nuisance here. Thorn in the side of Print. They might be able to pick off this CC. No, never mind. He decides to back out of there. He does have that +1. Ultralisk Cavern on the way right now. So we're going to be seeing your favorite unit now.
Yay! I called it. Ultralisks.
Oh, look at this. 2 Banelings borrowed, but no good detonations. He does select them. A lot of Lings coming in here now. And if he kites back into these Banelings... Whoa.
Wow!
Widow Mines are pretty good, man. Oh, that would have been really cute. Like, that single Marine survives next to Banelings, and then he detonates them. Like...
But I feel that detonation, that did a lot of damage to the Terran armor as well.
But look at this. 13 kills and 19 kills on those Widow Mines. These Mutalisks still being a pain. He could pick off a few medevacs, but he's just playing really cautious with these. There's a bit more anti-air established now across the Terran bases. But again, he is pushing forward with these mines, and this bio starting to whack away at these spike crawlers. A lot of Zerglings coming in here with 2-2. No 3-3 started, a big detonation going down, and one of these mines actually not having time to burrow. All the mines get picked off, but look at this stream of Marines, and they detonated on that tank, barely doing damage, and here come the SCVs to repair that.
Wow. Have actually the tables turned? It feels like...
Yeah, the initiative right now is with Print, but we have 6 Ultralisks in production right now. And he's going to get these Banelings cancelled. Oh. This is a really frustrating spot for TVT to be in. He gets some half-decent detonations. Here comes the Lings. These Mutalisks need to be fighting, actually. They cannot just idle above these Zerglings. Because, I mean, 3-3 bio against 2-2 Lings. They can't do anything. They just melt so quickly. You know, this keep falling.
He might lose that hatchery, and these Mutalisks are just trying to focus it down.
Ultralisk's about to pop out, man. Aren't you happy?
Knock, knock. Who's there?
No, wait, you're right. This hatchery is falling. He's focusing it down, and here come the Ultralisks. Birthday surprise. You know, it's really funny, these tiny eggs on those massive Ultralisks, you know? It's like trying to force like a horse into a Volvo.
Oh, look at these mines.
Ah, big detonations going down. Actually killing a lot of his own bio here. And Ultralisk is so good at tanking damage. He's pushing forward to 2-2. No carapace upgrade here. No chitinous plating even is what it's called there for the Ultralisks. So no 3-3 either. But right now, TVT is fighting with inferior upgrades, but he is actually doing a great job pushing forward here. Just crushing through Print.
Yeah, but these Ultras has no support, no queens, no nothing to fall back to, but they're just hammering into the base. They're doing so much damage.
Yeah, and he retained most of his Mutalisks as well. He might be able to pick off the CC. No, but look, he's just so cautious with them. He does not want to be, he's not super aggressive like Jaedong.
Well, you know, there might be a couple of Widowmines birds somewhere, so he doesn't take any chances. He knows in the lead.
It's funny because as you said that, he flew into one.
Oh, wow. I'm jinxing it once again.
So many jinxes, like the last game and this game. You should stop because.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh, now this CC being picked off. That's actually a big loss here for Print because he's been losing a lot of mining time and a lot of workers.
Yeah.
47 SCVs lost.
That is so much.
And again, look, he just doesn't finish buildings off. He doesn't want to.
It's like it feels like this day is the day of the dead SCVs. We have seen so many SCVs die, and
that hurt.
And Marines.
Yeah, but look at this. We've got a base on the right-hand side here for TVT, and it's really cute. He's borrowed Banelings here. Right to the tower on the right-hand side, and he's got a few Lings as well, like just for vision. I really like this here from our Zerg player, but lone Widowmine making its way over. I think
it's a good scare tactic. If you use it a lot, you force a lot of scans.
Yeah, which means less mules.
Yeah,
less
exactly.
Look at this Print being really cute, like trying to deny this base with Widowmines, and he's
wow.
It's two Lings, so
it's not that good, but it's not bad either. Still, he knows that the base is not up. No, it wasn't really cost effective.
It's like to me, it's difficult to be not cost effective with Widowmines. We've got a base down here as well, southwest of the natural. Full CC did get saved here by Print, so. But he really needs to, you know, do something with it. He's got the upgrades. He's got the upgrade advantage still. Still no 3-3 for our Zerg.
The thing is that both players have so much gas. 2,000 gas from TVT. And what are you going to do with it? Burn it for heat?
I'd actually want him to make, you know, infestors.
Yeah,
they've fallen so much out of play recently, but they're still a very good unit, especially against Bio.
Yes, they are. They do a lot of damage, and it's so annoying. And, you know, going for harassment with bird infestors, that is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just spewing out infested Terrans everywhere. I love that.
And now Scan going down here, tank sieging up the single tank. And the two, he's got 2 mines and they are burrowing right now. This Hantry is dying so quickly to the C3 buy, but here he comes in with the engagement. Ultralisk Spalings detonating on Marauders, actually not the best. And he's cleaning up all of these Ultralisks, the upgrade advantage, clearly going into the turret, but these Mutalisks coming in, forcing him to back off, and he did lose every single medevac in that engagement. Or did he even have any? Did he forget them? I don't know.
I just think they died. And that was actually, I'm not sure who came up on top in that engagement. Sure, TVT actually won because he's the last one standing, but
But he
I
lost
think that
he lost a base.
yeah, he did, and also a lot of Ultralisks. But still, he has so much gas, he can just throw it everywhere.
That's why we'd like to see Infestors, like, because they cost a lot of, they're mainly gas-heavy units.
Yeah.
Print now, long-distance mining from this 4th base, but TVT is going to see this, right? So he could send a group of units to harass that. I mean, his Mutalisks still in the game, and now we see a few intercepting Zerglings here. That's going to be really frustrating here for Print to deal with, because, I mean, he does not have a bank. He's almost mined out in his third. He's got 2 mineral patches left, and
Yeah,
at such a low economy, dealing with these small counterattacks.
it's such a different also when it comes to supply.
Yeah.
146 to 70.
Wow.
That is such a huge difference. And also, when it comes to SCV count, I think that the Zerg, when I look at it, it's quite low. It's 54 harvesters for the Zerg player and 30 for Terran. So
How many do you get? Don't you get like 70?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah, because they're actually if you're going for the long game, you usually build a lot of them. But I don't know if both players lost so much or they're not want to waste too much money on this because they're being busy building units. But here are a bunch of Zerglings going wild inside the main base of Print.
Yeah, they're wreaking havoc here. Killing a lot of... Actually, they're not... Ooh, nice borrow there. But he's going to break into the natural, I think, if this... no, it does not break through. But dude, I'm still concerned. TVT, even though he's ahead in economy, it's his upgrades. He's still at 2-2. Did he even get the chitinous plating for those Ultralisks? Still no
No, I
chitinous
don't
plating, so
think
those
so.
Ultralisks are only at 3 armor when they could be at 5.
Yeah, and that's why they're dying so quickly to the Marauders. They're just being sniped. And I felt like the last engagement, oh, bye-bye.
Look at the workers killed there. We've got up to 61 SCVs, and more are falling. This space is completely exposed now. No anti-air to keep this alive. Here comes the SCVs back, trying to repair, but he's just going to lose these. And there are very few Marines in the Terran army, actually. 18 Marines. That's nothing.
No. It's what a slaughter.
Yeah, look at the Lings get in again.
It's like UniSL, where SCVs comes to die.
Oh, yeah, wow. Actually, you make a good point there. Lings in the main of Print here. They did get in. And now Print reacting, stimming these 2 Marines coming out here. But a big fight here in the middle of the map. Big detonations on top of all that biome. There's just too much Zerg for Print to hold on, and he's almost running into these bird banelings. I think he's going to be forced to tap out soon, because, I mean, there's nothing to deal with these Mutalisks, I'd say. Those are the main issue, actually.
Yeah, these guys are going to have a last stand here, and there's so many Ultralisks, and the Mutalisks just picking up everything. And they're going now for the 3rd base and just crushing everything in sight. The whole production is almost gone right now for Print. And I can't see him actually coming back after this.
No, he's not. There's no bank, no production. All of the units falling here, and GG is called.
Wow. That was so great game. It was really, really back and forth for both players. But still, it's, all of these poor SCVs keep dying.
Yeah.
Why do you do this to us?
No, you're the one jinxing it.
Yeah, I'm the one jinxing it. But it was a classic matchup between Terran and
Yeah,
Zerg,
like the openings were very standard from both.
Yeah.
I'm surprised though that TVT managed to win that game. I mean, considering he was so late with his upgrades, and yeah, just like being under in upgrades in that scenario.
When you have Ultralisks, you can't lose. You just build them and then you win.
Well, 3-3 Marauders are really good. I mean,
yeah, they are actually.
Imagine if TVT had 5-3, 3-5 upgrades on those.
No, I won't imagine that. That sounds horrible and scary.
Well, anyway, we are now moving forward in the games there from the group beta.
Yes, so we're going to see the Protoss player Pirate King from Göteborgs University versus Sralle from Högskolan Dalarna. And he's a Zerg player.
Yeah, and the map here is Akilon Wastes.
Ooh.
So,
that's a favorite.
Is it now? Coming in here, spawning in the bottom right corner of Akilon Wastes. we have him, the Blue Protoss. He is Pirate King. And in the top left of Akelon, his opponent, he is Sralle.
Ooh.
It's a bit weird to pronounce in English. Right, so you said you like this map. As a
Yeah.
Zerg, could you... I'm really interested to hear, like, because most Zergs actually hate this map.
Distance. Such a short distance.
Oh, and you like that?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of quicker games, and also there's a fewer routes to take. So you can set up really nice ambushes with Zerglings or Bird Banelings and stuff like that, because there's not so many paths you can actually go to your base, and you probably know where it's gonna pop up. And also,
you make a good point.
it's quite easy to defend this against the harassment and fires and stuff like that. You just need a spore outside your main base and one at the third expansion, and you're set. There's nothing, you know, scary coming past that. Well, unless it's five Marines or something like that.
Well, I mean, generally, this map, I'd personally say, is a bit Protoss favored. Because, I mean, you've got this third base here to the left of the main, which is really easy to take.
Yeah.
It's easy to defend as well, because you've got these rocks you can break down. Anyway, we have Pirate King going for a Forge Fast Expand, which is a bit odd. It's a bit old school. You know, most Protoss nowadays go for the 1-gate Expo.
Yeah, but still, I don't think he's doing it wrong. Still, it's an old build, as you said that, but
Yeah, it's just a bit, you know, unorthodox to the current metagame.
yeah, and also we see that the Zerg player is going for a pull first instead of a... Wait a second.
Oh, he's going to be...
Oh.
Do you know what he's going to be doing? He's going to be cannon rushing this low ground to, like, stop Expos on both sides. And I think he's going to, like, go up and build another pylon and then put up another cannon.
Yeah.
This needs to work now for Pirate King, because otherwise he's putting himself behind very much in terms of economy.
Yes, he does. But the actually the pool isn't finished yet, and there's no units who can actually go and kill this one, because when he goes up and builds another pylon there, he will probably attack a few drones who will try to stop it. And hello, there's a yeah, there's a cannon down below that will stop everything. So, but still, Pirate King needs to finish this wall. Because if a counterattack comes, he's screwed.
Do you know what you make a really good point there, Marv. I need to remember that. I want to say Michael.
You can call him Michael.
Because of Michael. It's not a bad name, so... all right, but I mean, here we see the drone pull coming in, and he wants to go for this pylon, but then suddenly there's a cannon, like you say. But I really think you made a great point there, pointing out that if Straller reads this correctly and just like, wait, you're cannon rushing me, your wall can't be done. I mean, I know you're going for a Forge Fast Expand, and he just, you know, sends the lings right away. Pirate King would be in a world of trouble.
It all comes down to the player, because Straller could be in panic mode right now. And if in that kind of mode, he will just build units and try to go directly for the cannons.
You know, he lost the probe.
Yeah, he did. So there's actually nothing building more cannons there. And Strala is now going to check this out, but he's just staying here, checking out.
I mean, he's building a spine. He's going to...
Wow, that's...
Now we have Pirate King. He's going to be building a cannon again. These lings aren't going to be able to catch up before the cannon goes down. And he can't force a cancel on that with only the lings. But he's actually focusing down the probe very nicely. And then the spine is going to finish, deny the cannon. And then in terms of economy, we're going to be seeing Stralle just taking a lead briefly. He just wants to clean up this cannon, of course, first.
I think that was a really good play by Stralle. He just kept his Zerglings at home. He knew that another pro was actually going to come along and do some damage. So I think that was really keeping his head cool, not going for the quick, oh my god, I need to kill this cannon quickly.
Yeah, that's true. So many Zergs overreact, you know, make like 16 Zerglings and panic. But he was on top of his game now. This is just going to clean up, and he's going to put that spine and kill that. Wolof is complete here for Pirate King, and a Zealot on the way. Double gas as well for him, so we'll see if he decides to go for the Stargate or something.
And Stralle now has a whole smorgasbord of opportunities now to choose from for going to an opponent, because he knows that his opponent is behind.
It's called that, isn't it, in English?
Yeah, it's like smorgasbord.
It's actually like a word.
Yes, it is. It's like rucksack. So
I think that's such a weird word. Smorgasbord.
Yeah, but it's Swedish, and everybody loves Swedish smorgasbord.
It's like if you translated something else that is Swedish. I don't know. What would you say?
Like if you would translate it straight off, you mean?
Yeah.
It would be, I don't know, table of sandwiches, but that's wrong. I don't know.
I'd like a table of sandwiches.
Well, yeah, but it's a buffet, I would say.
A buffet. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, maybe. We've got the extra gas going down here in the base of Pirate King. He's got the MSC out. Third base, very late here for Strala. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's ahead in terms of economy. I mean, just because Pirate King did delay this natural for so long, but at the same time, Strala did not get to mine his natural, and this third base is late. Who would you say is ahead?
Right now, I think that Strali could actually... He was able to pull ahead. If you focus more on unit production and go for a quick roach push and try to break down a wall, he would have... Well, he could have the game right now. But as he actually did expand, I think he's a really good position to actually, you know, crushing opponents when it comes to the economy. If he just focus on drones now and not building any more units, and parking doesn't harass him. So I think that it's going to show in the next 2 minutes who actually come on top. And as we see here, there's a lot of drones in production, so he's actually going to the right direction.
Yes, he is. Lair is on the way. Roach 1 being dropped here for safety, and he does actually see this robo. Pirate King, with this robotics, he's going for an immortal and a really quick robo bay. He's got all the gas taken as well. Do you know what I think this is going to be? 2 immortal, 2 colossus all in.
Wow. All right. That's a good read.
I think that's what it's going to be.
All right. So we'll hope for that, because it's a really good build and it's quite hard to counter.
It's really strong if it's not scouted. But I mean, now the question is, did Charles see the robo bay going down? Looking at his vision, he did see it, but did he click it? That's the important part.
I think he might think it's a warp prison or something. No, I don't think he actually knows what's going on.
Well, we have these probes moving out on the map, but these lings are going to be quick on chasing them down. Hydro then on the way, and range started +1 as well. You know, honestly, if he does any other build than the 2 immortal, 2 colossus push, I'm gonna literally leap over this desk. Because it'll make me seem like I'm really bad at this game.
Well, so far you've actually been right. The build is correctly on time. And also, it's, you know, Strali is actually playing straight into the hands of Pirate King by building roaches.
Yes, this composition does so well to against Roach Hydra. He's got double evolution chamber coming down now, but that means his upgrades are really late. And +1 zealots are gonna shred Zerglings.
Yes. So it's really exciting right now, because it all comes down to if Strali can actually read this correctly and actually build something to counter this build. But at such a short time that is left before the aggression comes, what can he actually build? But he's going for drones.
Right. I mean, his drone production was so late.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know. I'd say that just this entire game has sort of been going in the favor of Pirate King.
Yeah.
The first Colossus is just about to pop, and the second one, again, slight supply block. That is so frustrating. You know, when you're Protoss and you're gonna all in someone, and your whoop gets finished up, and you're like, okay, 4 zealots in your mineral, and then there's like 1 zealot.
Supply block. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I know that feeling. And it's the same with Zerg. It's like, oh shit, supply block.
Oh yeah.
And when you do that, it's not like okay, I'm going to build 1 overlord. Then it's like, oh screw it, I'm building 10 overlords.
Yeah.
Never going to supply again.
And then you end up like, all your larvae was overlords. And then you only have like 7 roaches.
And Pirate King building a pylon down at the left base there that actually Strala scouted. So that's a good thing.
Oh, he does he see this? He's sending his Zerglings to clean that up. If he goes across the ledges here, he'll be able to pick off that proxy, and that'll be pretty big in this, because I mean, you need to be able to reinforce this. But look at this number of gateways. Oh my god, he's got so many. He's got 8 warp gates.
Wow.
And now, here it is. Everything is in line, and he should just be looking to move out now with the Mudship Core, the Force Fields, and his army.
Yeah, and I think that, oh my god, everything is in the wrong position for Strala. They're just all over the map.
His army is out of position, and these pylons have gone unscouted so far. He should get vision of one of them when the Creep Tumor does finish up, though.
Yeah.
And Pirate King is on the move, and he's looking to go for the throat.
That is a scary army.
Yeah, this army. I mean, as a Zerg, I'd be shaking in my boots.
Yeah, and it doesn't have. Does he have a range upgrade for the Hydras? I don't think he has.
Does he? Let's see. He does.
Oh wow.
Okay, he does. And
that
he does
can
have
actually
Hydra
make
speed.
a huge difference.
Yes, you can shoot over Force Fields. Here you go. Force Fields going down. pretty good here. The Zealots not getting surface area, but the Colossus, I mean, if you can't do anything against those, it's going to be so difficult to deal with this army. 14 roaches in production, overload speed 2-2 now, so he did actually have time to get 1-1. But now the force field's going down. They're actually pretty good. No time warps yet. We should be seeing a few. There we go. Time warp number 1. These Colossus are still alive, and one barely dying. 10 HP left on that. But now this Protoss army is just too strong, and it's going to be marching through and just shredding all of these Zerg units.
Yeah, the supply is plummeting quickly for Stradle, whereas Perry King is still at 130. He's doing so much damage and just killing off buildings, and
force fielding the ramp.
Yeah.
Impetus, GG. Australia is forced to tap out of that game.
Yeah, that was a really good build, and you know, good that you actually called it. You saw exactly what was coming there. So
I'm not gonna lie, because to you Zergs watching the stream, I'm one of these two base Protoss who can't macro against you guys. So it's a build that I use sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. It's very strong, and I actually seen that coming against me a couple of times.
Oh.
It's really hard to hold. So if you scout it quite early, you will go into sort of a archet defensive mode, and you will start building spines everywhere. So it's quite hard to actually counter that one in such a short time for you to have everything up.
But it's like, it's designed, you know,
Yeah.
to hit Zerg right before he's got that optimal army composition where you take the initiative, you know, with your warp gates and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because your production is just quicker.
All right, so we're gonna have the fourth and I believe the last game for today.
Yes, that is correct. And it is from Casual Group Gamma.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Schulze from Hyper Island versus Tysken from Linköping University. And we're gonna see TVP.
Yeah, that is it. And here we are on the map. It is going to be Polar Knight spawning down here on the right-hand side. The cold, cold wasteland of Polar Knight. He is the red Protoss. He is Tysken, the German, Swedish. And up here, in the blue trunks, his turn opponent. Says super cool. Somebody's name is actually Schultz, right?
Yeah, it is. But we can call him Super Kusan for this this match.
Try to remember saying Schultz.
Yeah.
Now, being a Zerg player, how do you feel casting, you know, like a TVP or a, you know?
It's sort of I hate it when you know, when casters and players say that, all right, I'm a bronze Terran, but I have a, you know, high master knowledge of the game. And not really. I can sort of read the pattern and I understand the tactics, but I'm not the kind of person who can just read out builds between races that I don't play. So I usually try to play them as much as possible, and try to do builds against AI just to test everything out.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great way to learn.
Yeah, and but still, it's all about explaining everything for the audience. So hopefully, the audience, you're being explained to right now.
Like, maybe we can teach people something, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. He does get that probe. That's a bit frustrating there for Tysken.
It's payback time with SCVs. They're like, we're gonna kill something now.
Rise of the SCV.
Yeah.
Rise of the planet of the SCV. Anyway, we have a gas opening here for Schultz. It's not Schultz really, but I'll say Schultz.
Yep.
Going gas opening, so he's probably going to go get that Reaper right on time. And 13 gate for Tysken, with followed by 14 gas. Pretty standard here. It's the safe way to open against Terran, like you have time to get the Stalker for the Reaper.
Yep.
So we'll just see. I guess it'll come down to, do I go for the Nexus and then the Cybernetics core, or do I go Cybernetics core, Nexus and then units? It's all about what he decides to do.
Indeed, it is. But at any time, you want that mothership core out pretty quickly when it comes to this kind of matchup.
Yeah, like the MSC is just so good at defending.
Yeah.
And it is one of the units with the highest sight radius in the game. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. But now I know.
I think it's got like as much as an observer.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a bit more even.
All right.
So it's really useful for that. But he's actually, Schultze is going for Marines, and he's going for a second factory. Do you think this could be a one-base build, maybe, where he gets like Stim and Marauders off a single base and just sort of tries going all in?
Might be so. He might be trying that out to see, but first I think he needs to do a quick scouting to see what his phone has. And he actually does and sees everything.
Sees a Zealot, double gas as well.
Yeah.
Stalker being chroned at hand and engineering, Bay going interestingly here for Super Kusan. Maybe he'll opt to make that natural a planetary, be super safe.
Yeah, yeah. I hope he will.
Yeah, you know, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
And a bit unorthodox. Like, do you know, I played a TVP about 2 or 3 days ago.
Mm.
And now this is High Masters Europe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so my opponent goes like 2 racks. He proxies me with 2 racks, but he doesn't build anything. And then he takes gas, and then he makes starting double proxy Reaper.
All right.
And at this point, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm just defending, no problem. And then I scout him, and there's no natural at like 10 minutes. And I'm really, really confused at this point, okay? Like, I've built cannons in my mineral line. I have like, so I don't know what's going on. And then I scout like the right-hand side of the map, and then he has like 2 planetary fortresses next to each other in a hidden base. And I like, what do I do? So I just went and killed him.
Yeah.
And he had these 2 planetaries left. Like, I just completely ignored them. It was just such a weird game.
That's a cool move. I also said seen a few games with a planetary fortress rush.
Oh god, do you remember TL Attack,
Mm.
like back in Wings of Liberty, and TLO,
Yeah.
Planetary Fortress Rush, like people like that?
Yeah, of course. But anyway, back to the game. So there's a bit of a progress now, actually. So Tusken has gone for an expansion and
a Robo.
and a robo, and but is there any expansion here from the Terror player at all?
No.
Wow.
But look, he's got +1 attack coming. Stim should be started soon, but he's got a pretty sizable army right now, and you know he could go and force a cancel on this expansion. He could probably go and kill it.
Wow. Check this out. He's pulling all the SCVs.
Oh my god, he's going super all in without Stim as well.
Oh, it's the charge of the Light Brigade, and they're slowly moving across the map. And what does Tusken have to defend with? Does he have any units at all?
He has the Mother of Core, the Zealot the Stalker. This is going to be really... look, he even cancels because he saw this coming. This Stalker on the tower saved his life right now. Super Cosmic being a bit hesitant here, not deciding to move forward. He should be going now, and here he comes. Here comes the train, the SCV train. Tusken does not have Warp Gate ready either. He's chronoing out a Stalker. I mean, a Sentry. And he right now, he's just panicking.
Yeah. Oh my god, build a wall.
Yeah, okay, so right now, if Schutz just goes up this ramp, I think he could end the game right here, but no. The Sentry does pop out. These SCVs are going to be let up the ramp, and there's the force field. A really good force field there.
Really good.
Only letting three of these up.
But they actually killed the sentry.
Oh, yeah, but does he have an eval coming out? Yeah, he's got a second Sentry out now. Warp Gate is done, but he needs to rush this forward. Photon overcharge does go down. Second force field not trapping anything here. These SCVs actually making this really difficult for Tusken to hold. His second Sentry does pop out, and Warp Gate has not been morphed yet, but look at the damage that the Nexus does. I don't know, should he be focusing it down? This is a really close fight right now.
Yes, it is. These are not 3-3 Marines. They can't focus on a Nexus, not this few. But the probes are doing so much damage to these Marines.
A probe hold here. And this Stalker actually survives with 1 HP. The second Stalker, the Nexus has 13 kills. And Tusken right now is in a superior position in terms of economy. I mean, Schultz threw away 23 SCVs in that fight.
Yeah, but it's so even actually in the units lost and the resources lost.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Kunde got. It could have worked, he says in Swedish with a winking smiley face. Now Superkosan Schultz needs to re-macro, and Tusken is moving at it with a small group of units. He's got an OB, so he could just poke away at these depots.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's sort of you're in the state of a game when you do this kind of all-in, and they're like, oh, I need to go back building a series.
Yeah, like, oops, that didn't work. Let's go macro again.
Wow, can he actually snipe down that?
He's gonna pick this up. He needs to be careful because this Marauder, like, there's so much damage to Stalkers.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, dude, he has +1.
Oh wow, that's a huge difference.
Upgrade advantage this early. So I guess it was kind of cool that he got that engine base this early. He's getting +1 armor right now, and Tusken is not re-expanding.
That was a really good snipe. Still, Superkuzan should know that there actually are observers inside his base.
Is there a proxy pylon? Because I mean, or did these Stalkers walk across the map? Yeah, he's warping in his home and he's just marching them all the way over the map. Not decided to re-expand yet. Bunker going down here for Schultz. The SCV does get picked off. He should cancel this, but he does lose his money. Now, if Schultz focuses down this depot here, the one that's been had a deep like a supply drop on it, that would be really frustrating. But he's actually making a bunch of Reapers here. Interesting. Maybe those are just misclicks, but with this concussive shell, these Stalkers, if they get focused down, there's no way in escaping. And right now, Tusken needs to get out of there. These SCVs are just making things really, really scary. This is truly Rise of the Planet of the SCVs.
Yes, they are. It's payback time. You killed our friends, and once again, the resources lost are so tied. Both players are playing so equally, and it also, when you look at the workers killed, they're quite even there as well. But here comes more Stalkers, and they are harassing. And I feel like Superkosa needs to pull a scan inside the base. He needs to kill those observers.
Yeah, you should realize that there is one there. He has not rebuilt a tech lab though, so there's no stim like anywhere near in the future right now. SCV, Stalker does fall, and no, he didn't have concussive shell. I thought he got it. But now we see that Tusken is looking to re-expand. And another Doom push being made here by Schultz with all the SCVs, a small group of bio.
Oh,
ooh, don't get trapped.
No. And it's a kite feast going on down on the map. It's the battle of the micro, and he actually ooh, that was a misclick.
Two Stalkers die, and one barely getting away with 3 HP. And again, he's forced to cancel this Nexus. There's no Mother's Recall this time, though, so there is no Photon Overcharge. He does have these 3 sentries, though, so he can just force field around. So right now he should be safe.
Yeah, but still, Tusken has a lot of resources, but he is supply block. You know that we've spoken about.
The pylons on the low ground. He needs to drop a force field. Good force field there. And he gets to pick off a free Marauder as well, which is pretty big considering how small the army is of his opponent.
Yeah.
And now Schultz is just going all the way over the map again with these SCVs. He's been very ballsy with them, you know.
Yes, he is. And he's
double
like,
SCV trains.
You've been fighting a lot. You're going back to work now. Wow. But it's a sort of a scary move. The SCVs do a little bit of damage, but they're tanking a lot of it.
Yes.
And also, they're like adding up to the unit count. So it looks like a huge ball of units, but it's like half of them are really dangerous. The rest of them are mostly there for the meat, to take the full brunt of the force.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, honestly, as a Protoss, and I see a Terran pull all those SCVs, like, whoa, that's really intimidating.
Yeah, it is. And the expansion is going down again from Tusken.
This is the third time?
Third time. Let's see if we can finish this time. Or
what is it we say in Swedish? Tredje gången gillt?
Yes, it is. It's the third time. It's yeah. How do you say it? It's
the third time is like the real deal.
The charm. Third time is the charm. That is the word they're saying. All right. And I think that both players now realize that. All right. We can't do this anymore. Let's play a normal game.
Yeah, like finally. If Schultz decides to expand now. We have Colossus Tech popping out here for Tusken. His Robo Bay is about to finish now, and his Expo is almost done. There is actually not a factory that's been built here by Schultz. He should be getting stem once he has the gas forge. There's only a single CV on this gas geyser, so he should be putting 2 more in there.
And still with no probes down on the actual expansion. It's being built right now, yeah. But the actual income is quite similar for both players. But if Superkosa needs to do anything, he needs to do it this moment, because as soon as Tusken's economy kicks in for the 2 base, he's going to be so behind.
Especially with the Colossus about to pop. I mean, he's got the first one coming now, range being chrono boosted. These SCVs aren't mining, and he's actually supply blocked right now. He is on such a low economy. No combat shield either, no stim. I feel that maybe he's forgotten that upgrade.
Yeah, I think so. But he's going for concussive shells, which is what is very good when facing this a lot of stalkers, because they tend to kite you over the map. And I feel it's just building that just because it's been kited the whole game.
Yeah, maybe it's like, no more.
Yeah,
I've had enough.
Exactly. But concussive shell won't do that amount of difference against a Colossus.
No, definitely no. He needs to get stim pack. But I mean, on such a low economy, it's really difficult to make anything happen as a one-base town like this, especially when the Protoss has his second base up.
Yep, and here comes the Marine. Try testing the waters and seeing that, oh, whoops, there's a lot of units there.
It's full of sharks.
Yes, it is.
Full of sharks with plasma shields.
Not the best sharks and lasers.
Would not go swimming there. He's got a sizable army, but 90 Protoss supply to 67 Terran supply, and he's 44 probes to 28 SCVs.
Yeah, and he's just building Marines all day long. So just mixing in a couple of Marauders there. There's no medevacs on the field, nothing of that. He's not going for an expansion. The question is that how long will he do that? Will he wait for the... No, he won't.
He's moving
He's
out.
going for a push.
He's grabbing his natural, and he's grabbing his natural behind this push, this move out here. We have a proxy bit set out here for Tusken, but he does have 2 Colossus out. Yeah, second one at range is done.
Yeah,
this is going to be big, and look at this. Tusken moving out now with Mothership Core and all of his army, and he's going to meet this Terran army, and there is no stim, so getting away is going to be really difficult.
yeah, and that Colossus is going to... Those Colossus are going to do a lot of damage, but
Oh,
he
he
catches
moves
them by surprise by the ram.
4 Stalkers dropped.
Wow.
And there he sees the Colossus like, oh, no. How about no? Oh, no, he's going for it. And like I said, without stim, it's going to be difficult. But like you said there, the concussive shell there just working wonders.
Yeah, he can just pick them up one by one, but still... Superguzan has the actual... He doesn't have any, lead when it comes to anything. He just, picks his engagement that well. He got the engagement down at the ramp. He got the engagement now up on top of the ramp, and he can just pick off pieces of Tusken's army. But we're going to see what Tusken is going to do with that pylon that is so close to Superguzan's base.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got 2 double bunker going on. Natural has just finished now, and like this is what he needs. Because I mean, look at how the small amount of money that he has. He's broke. So taking this second base is going to be really important. Oh, wow. A lot of sentries being warped in here. That's a lot of gas. 3 Colossus with a 4th one popping in. Look, planetary in the natural.
Yay! We called it once again.
This time we didn't jinx anything, though.
No, we didn't. But it was late. But here comes a huge engagement.
Oh, force field's being got. These
that's
Zealots don't get... These Zealots don't get any surface area, but all of the bio is just getting roasted by those Colossus.
Yeah.
It's a bad day to be a Marine.
They're just melting away because there's nothing to stop these Colossus.
No stim back yet either. And look at this big Stalker warp in. And the 3rd bunker going down now. Even though he does repair these bunkers, these Colossus outrange them.
Yes, they do. And this is going to be the final hold for the Terran player. This is where it all comes down to. And here comes the engagement.
No repair for you. And actually, nothing is going to get through. That's all going to line up to die.
Yeah, it's such a slaughter. But still, a couple of sentries are going down. And these are so important when it comes to the energy. But there's none left. But here comes the planetary fortress.
Well, he's getting a few kills here, but he cannot hold his own against these Colossi. They're just too powerful. Planetary does fall. And now there is nothing left here for Schultz to do except die.
Yes, that's single Marine.
GG.
Still, he just got the SCVs.
Yeah,
you know, they're
GG
useful.
Cool. And that was the was that the final game?
Yeah, that was the final
cast?
game that we have. It's it was really cool game. I love it. I really do love the lower tier of the lower leagues, the beginner leagues, or what do you call them? Because they're mixing up the play so much. This kind of play, you haven't seen that one in the ladder for a while, I guess.
No.
No. And there's nothing we see in tournaments. So that's why I like this kind of games, because there's always something new happening, and you don't know how players will react to stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, with the level of play, I can definitely admit that, when I play against someone who's a bit lower than I am, if they do something, because I'm so used to like everyone playing by the meta game, and I'm trying to read them.
Yeah.
It's impossible to read, and then you can just die to some really strange push,
Yeah, and that's what they always say when you're trying to learn the game by tutorials and stuff like that. It's like, use the same build in the lower tiers and play very safe, because you never know what's gonna go, come against you. They can do anything. But still, we've seen some amazing games. We have talked about the brackets, and we talked about the results. And I think I have a good day. Don't you have had a good day today?
Yeah, I've had a great day today. It's been brilliant casting with you today, Michael. And University Star League is going to be carrying on.
Yes, and we're probably going to see another, not a couch cut, but a studio cast next week.
What if they, replace the studio with a couch? Maybe they have to cut, budget cuts. Well, anyway, I guess they'll wrap it up for today then.
Yep. So I have been Mikael Marvin Mega Johnson, casting for UniSL, and my colleague here.
And I'm Lucas Tenchi Collard, and thank you for tuning in.
Yes, it's been great.
It's been a pleasure.
And everyone out there, see you on Battle.net, and keep watching University Star League.